Hello, I'm Dr. Russell Dawn, President of Concordia University Chicago. Thank you for tuning in to today's Cougar Athletics broadcast. We take great pride in the strength of both our athletic and academic programs, which are rooted in our steadfast commitment to Jesus Christ. Dedicated to the liberal arts as a foundation of a high-quality college degree, we believe education should form individuals for service to their neighbors. This makes Concordia Chicago an exciting and fulfilling place to study, work, learn, and grow. Learn more today by visiting cuchicago.edu. Thank you, and go Cougars!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Cougar Sports Network for the first contest of 2026. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for spending it with us today. We've got a Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference matchup ready to go here between the visiting Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors and your Concordia Chicago Cougars. I'm Kayla McLeod. Thanks so much for joining us as we get ready for tip-off in River Forest. Looks like it will be Abby Kulig jumping against Margie Stevens for the Warriors. And we are officially underway. WLC wins the tip, and they are looking to go to work quickly, and they do. Stevens with a quick layup, and the Warriors put two on the board. Starting lineup for WLC, Alexis Bajer, Lily Euler, Abby Cole, Jaden Hill, and Margie Stevens. Starting lineup for Concordia, Abby Kulig, Abby Dykstra, as Kulig's little jumper is good. Abby Kulig, Abby Dykstra, Grace King, Ayone Mera, and Sophia Pedraza, the starting lineup for the Cougars. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game. CUC looking to work quickly, and they are able to poke that ball right out of the hands of Cole. Yone Mera coming down. She draws the foul. She draws the travel. She's looking for a little floater, engaging in some contact, which is a couple extra steps there. Turnover for the Cougars. Hands things right back over to this Wisconsin Lutheran team. And this Wisconsin Lutheran team is a good one here. As I close, 10-second call, just getting across the court was Euler, but on the feed attempt up, broken up by Pedraza's foot, playing a little soccer inside Geisman today. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Warriors have 1 second to get it across, so they feed it up ahead to Stevens. CUC playing some fast, aggressive defense here. Hill dribbling around, she kicks it out to Euler. Euler now with under 10 on the shot clock. She's got to make a choice here. She kicks it out. Stevens for three. No good. Rebound right into the hands of Cole. Cole's up and good. No good on the putback, Cougars coming down quickly. King out to Pedraza, back up to Yone Mera. Yone Mera finds some space, takes it in. Little hesitation, up and in for two, and the Cougars have the lead for the first time today. Full court pressure here from CUC, not giving anything easy. Euler feeds it ahead. Look to feed Hill in the middle of the paint, and that's going to be another turnover for the Warriors. The Cougars are shaking things up to start today. 8:16 to play, and we're going to see the first timeout of the game at the hands of head coach of the Warriors, Clay Knipple. Unhappy with the start of this game, calls an early timeout to try to resettle some things and get his team back on track. As I was saying, this is a very, very talented Wisconsin Lutheran roster. They're coming off of some big-time games so far this season. They took down number 13 ranked Illinois Wesleyan just on Monday. They've got a 4-0 start to the NAC season, and that's the first time they've had a 4-0 start in conference play since the 21-22 season, where they went on to win 15 consecutive NAC games. So this team is a very, very strong team. They're a top contender in the NAC, so it's going to be important for them to get back on track here. But CUC, on the flip side, they are looking to shake things up, and they've done so early on, playing some fast and aggressive defense. We've seen that work really well for the Cougars so far this season. The faster that they can play and they can look to get those traps and double teaming the ball, they're finding a lot of success with it, as the Warriors, are already struggling a little bit. CUC with the 4-2 lead. It's still a very early on in this game, but the first called timeout changes things into a media timeout, so extends it a little bit. Looks like we're going to see the same lineup on the floor for both teams. As we look to get things underway, the Cougars will be inbounding in the backcourt. No full court pressure from the Warriors. Warriors playing a little staggered here. Yone Mera bringing the ball down the floor for CUC. Yone Mera, she's been a big contributor to this CUC team this season. A freshman from Japan, and she's made her presence known as she goes up and in for two. Count the basket. Yone Mera doing great things once again. Yone Mera is a fantastic facilitator and scorer for this CUC team. Second in the NAC in points per game. And leading this CUC squad in more ways than one, as her free throw is good, completes the three-point play, and the Cougars go up 7-2. Tight defense from the Cougars. Once again, look to force things, but able to find some space up ahead. But that ball's going to be tied up in the backcourt. And possession heading back to the Cougars. CUC showing some intensity early on, forcing yet another turnover. The Cougars on a 7-0 run in the last minute and 40 seconds. They forced 3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes, and it's really contributing to their offensive production here. Pedraza up top. She feeds Dykstra in the corner. Dykstra almost going out of bounds, able to keep it in and get that ball back up to Cooling. Under 10 on the shot clock. Yone Mera here. She takes the screen, finds some space. Little stutter step hesitation off the glass. No good. Rebound into the hands of Euler. Warriors needing to score here, facing the double team here. Yone Mera's hot hands almost pokes that one away, able to pitch it down the floor. Here's Hill, guarded tightly, and that ball's intercepted by Yone Mera. And another turnover for the Warriors. Dykstra has her hand at a 3. No good, front iron, rebound into the hands of Cole. Full court pressure still from CUC. Hill bringing the ball down the floor. She pitches it up ahead to Bajer. Bajer looks to feed down low. Inside for Ratso, and she's able to get that to fall, breaking this dry spell for the Warriors of nearly 3 minutes. Yone Mera bringing the ball down the floor once again. Hands it off to Dykstra. High post look for Kulig. Looks to feed it back to Dykstra, but has it broken up by Bajer. Good defense by the freshman. Some substitutions coming in here for the Warriors. 13 on the shot clock for the Cougars. Yone Mera to inbound. Sends it up high to Kulig. Gives it right back to Yone Mera, 10 on the shot clock now. She takes the screen, tightly guarded by Euler. Finds some space. Dykstra in some trouble there, and she's going to take a little bit of a walk trying to split between those two defenders, and a turnover for the Cougars. Full court pressure still from CUC. Euler bringing the ball down the floor. Pedraza looking to pick things off here. Skip pass over to Resop. Looks to feed down low, and Kulig's going to pick up the foul there. First free throw up and good. Abby Cropsey at the line here, shooting just about 50% from the charity stripe this season. Puts the second one up and in, and makes this a 1-point game, still in favor of CUC. Yone Mera here, Cougars loaded on the left side of the floor. Euler trying to draw the offensive foul. Yone Mera drawing the foul against Euler, her second foul of the game. And that's going to see our first substitution for CUC as Nevaeh Jackson checks in for the Cougars. Jackson, a freshman from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. She has also been an impact player early on in this season. A tight battle in the paint. Kick out to Pedraza. Pedraza finds some space. Back out to Jackson. Jackson thought about a 3. Tries to drive. Rejected it tightly by Cropsey. Cougars having to continue to move that ball around, and hot hands from Euler breaks that pass up with 8 on the shot clock. Sounds like there's a little bit of discussion on the fouls. WLC coaching staff wondering when Oilers fouls came. And another travel call here, turnover against the Cougars. Substitution checking in now. Coming in place of Oiler is Eleanor Wendorf, freshman from Watertown, Wisconsin. She's bringing the ball down the floor here, tightly guarded. Resop with the ball up top. Wendorf up top. Kicks it back into the corner to Stevens. Looks to find the kick back outside for Wendorf. She's got some space. Has that one broken up by Pedraza. Able to get the steal and catch it in the process. A little back and forth. Physical battle here inside Geisman already. Some tight defense from the Warriors. Not letting the Cougars have anything easy. Grace King here. A drive, one dribble pull-up is good for two. 9-6, your score in favor of the Cougars. Almost another turnover, but good recovery from Ratzow. Wendorf in a little bit of trouble. Has that one picked off by Pedraza. No look, looking to try to catch Yone Mera on the move, but Dijkstra able to collect it. Yone Mera with all the space and time in the world. She drains the three. Yone Mera, leave her too much room. She will make you pay, and the Cougars are up 12-6. Pedraza looking to get the steal on that, but catches Wendorf on the arm, picks up her first foul of the game. And we're going to see some more substitutions on both sides. Hill checking back in for the Warriors. Lindley Southern checking in for the first time today for the Cougars. Hill bringing the ball down the floor. Met with a double team, has that one almost picked off by Southern. Hot hands from Grace King and Lindley Southern, and they force yet another turnover. Cougar defense is electric today. New Year's resolution to play some tight defense, and they are succeeding so far. Yone Mera with plenty of space, kicks it back out. Jackson has a wide open three. Cash money! Nevaeh Jackson knocks down a three. An 8-0 run in the last minute for the Cougars. And a nice little dump down low for Cropsey, no good. Gets the rebound and fouled on the putback. I believe they're going to get Jackson for the foul. And that's going to put Margie Stevens at the free throw line for the Warriors. Looking to break their scoring drought of nearly 2 minutes as her first free throw bounces off. Stevens shooting just about 95% from the charity stripe this season, so a rare miss from her as that one finds its way in. And another substitution checking in here. 15-7 the score in favor of CUC, 3:53 to play. Yone Mera bringing the ball down the floor for the Cougars, kicks it over to Jackson. Jackson takes the drive herself, tries to cut through defenders, up and in, count the basket! Nevaeh Jackson, and one opportunity. Jackson split through two defenders, engaging in contact and able to put up a tough bucket. Has the chance for the three-point play here. Jackson shooting just about 77% from the charity stripe this season. And she's able to complete the three-point play and extend the Cougars' lead. Warriors need a bucket. They've had no field goals in the last 3 minutes or so, only scoring points from the free throw line. Ratzow coming in. She's got some space, and she takes it. Does what needs to be done for the Warriors and gets them back on track. Yone Mera coming down the floor, feeds it over to Pedraza. Kicks it up top to King. King thought about a three, instead feeds it back over to Jackson. Giving Jackson room for a screen. She rejects it. Kicks it back out to Pedraza. Up to Yone Mera. 10 on the shot clock. Kicks out. Grace King has her hand at a three. No good. Front iron into the hands of Bajer. Bajer slowing things down. Feeds it up ahead to Stevens. Stevens, the low look here. Here's Ratzo going to work. Kicks it back out. The three is good. Lauren Resop drains a three and gets things moving for the Warriors. High post look for Grace King, and she's going to draw the foul. They're going to get Ratzo onto the foul. A little too much contact on the back. And we're going to see another CUC substitution here. Checking in is Kira Holiday. Yone Mara inbounding the ball, feeds it up to Grace King. King back to Yone Mara. 15 on the shot clock. Has that one poked away by Bajer. She's got space. Wide open floor for Bajer. She goes down, engages in contact. Basket is no good, but the foul call on Nevaeh Jackson. That's going to be her second. Bajer shooting 75% from the free throw line this season. As her first free throw up and in. Pin silence here in Geisman for those free throws. 2:20 remaining in the quarter. Second free throw from Bajer, in and out, rebound into the hands of Southern. Cougars come away with it. 18-13 here in favor of the Cougars. Yone Mara with some space, kicks it back out. Lindley Southern a deep two. No good, back iron rebound into the hands of Hill. Warriors been on a 6-0 run over the last minute. Hill met with a little bit of a double team, dribbles that one right into the hands of Abby Kulig. Kulig able to pitch it ahead to Yone Mara. And the Cougars get their offense set. Pedraza up top, kicks it back to Yone Mara. Takes a couple screens, has some space, feeds it back up top to Holiday. Little stutter step up and no good, rolls out. A little bit of a miscommunication on the rebound there, but into the hands of Resop. Pitches it up ahead, and some contact from Kulig, a little too much. Ratzo drawing the foul there, and that's going to bring in some more subs for the Cougars and send Maddie Ratzo to the free throw line. Ratzo shooting 63% from the charity stripe this season. First free throw up and good for the Warriors, extending their little bit of a run here on a 7-0 run now over the last 2 minutes or so, really disrupting that Cougar offense. Second free throw here. No good, back iron, gets the offensive board, and we're going to see a jump ball here between Hannah Lopez and Jaden Hill. That's going to keep possession with the Warriors. So a fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Warriors. Cole inbounding. Looks to try to grab a Bajer in motion, but a little bit of a miscommunication there. That ball ends up in Pedraza's hands. She goes up with it, draws the foul. Basket no good, but that's going to put Sophia Pedraza now at the free throw line for the Cougars. CUC been on a little bit of a scoring drought here for over 2 minutes now, looking to pick up their first points from the free throw line. Pedraza's first free throw up and good. She's shooting 67% on the season. Extends this out to a 19-14 lead in favor of CUC. Second free throw is good. And that's going to bring substitution in for the Warriors. Taylor Ignatowski checking in for the first time today. Still some full court pressure from the Cougars. Ignatowski coming down the floor quickly, getting past Holiday. Met by a double team, but able to pitch it ahead to Stevens. Stevens back out. And a great ball movement there leaves a wide open Margie Stevens, and she's going to drain that short corner look all day if she's given it. Brings the Warriors within 4 here. Holiday kicks it back up top to King. King has her hand at another 3. No good front iron. Rebound to Stevens. She's coming down the floor quickly. Slows things down a little bit. Pitches it up top. Here's Bajer for a 3. No good. Back iron. Rebound into the hands of King. She's going to just come down the floor herself with it and then slow things down, waiting for the rest of her team to catch up. Holiday now. About 9 seconds between the shot clock and game clock as Holiday gets tripped up. Holiday finding some space and taking the drive. Tight defense from Bajer, but just gets caught up in the legs a little bit. Sends Holiday to the floor, and that's going to send Holiday to the line. Referee stopping play to get a hair tie off of Pedraza's wrist before Kira Holiday has her 2 free throws. First free throw is good for Kira Holiday. She's shooting just about 67% from the free throw line. Second free throw, very short off front iron into the hands of Stevens. Bajer coming down the floor now, guarded by Holiday. Tight defense, she's able to flip it ahead to Ignatowski. Quick ball movement here from the Warriors. Here's Stevens. Back over to Cole. Cole with some space, kicks it back out. Bajer thought about a 3, instead she's driving. All the way to the hoop, up and in. Count the basket and the foul. Alexis Bajer with a chance for the 3-point play here. 6.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They're going to get Grace King for the foul, and that's going to bring Yone Mera back in for the Cougars, as well as Abby Dykstra. Bajer 1 for 2 from the free throw line today. Able to drain that for the 3-point play. And the Cougars have the chance for the final shot of the quarter. Yone Mera driving in quickly. She's taking it all the way up and no good. And that's going to do it for quarter number 1 here inside Geisman Gymnasium. The Cougars lead the Warriors at 21-19. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, quarter number 2. The Cougars will start with possession here as they lead the Warriors 21-19. Cougar defense really shining in the first quarter, forcing a lot of turnovers, and not only forcing the turnovers, but scoring from them as that 3 falls. And the Cougars that keep things rolling early on here in the second quarter. Cougars able to force 9 total turnovers against the Warriors here in the first quarter alone. And from that, the Cougars were able to score 13 points off of those turnovers. Comparatively, WLC able to force 4 turnovers, but only scoring 3 points from those turnovers. So that's going to be a big game changer here as King thought about another 3 here. Instead, pitches it over to Dykstra. Dykstra looks for the roll, has it broken up by some good defense from the Warriors. Under 10 on the shot clock now. Yone Mera has some space, kicks it back out. Pedraza has her hand at a 3. No good. Rebound into the hands of Cole. Ignatowski here. Over for Resop. She thought about pulling for the 3, instead drives, and they're going to get Pedraza on the foul there. Oh, excuse me, that foul's going to go on Abby Dykstra, not Sophia Pedraza. As Jackson checks back in for the Cougars. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Ignatowski here feeds it over to Bajer. Bajer looks down low for Cole. Cole finds a cutting Ignatowski, wide open to the paint, can't get that one to fall. Cole gets the rebound, tied up by the Cougars, has some space and gets that one to go up and in for 2. Warriors bringing themselves within this, makes this a 1-point deficit. The Cougars need to retaliate here as Jackson tries to go up for it and is going to be fouled in the process. That's going to put Nevaeh Jackson at the line for 2. Jackson 1 for 1 from the charity stripe today. Can't get the first one to fall. Foul called on Lauren Resop, her second foul of today. Jackson's second free throw is good, and the Cougars extend their lead back up to 2. Ignatowski bringing the ball down the floor for the Warriors, guarded by Lopez. A tight battle in the midcourt from King and Ratzo. Full court pressure here. The kick out, the look for Resop. No good, in and out. Rebound into the hands of Cole. She kicks it out, feeds it right back in. Ratzo's up and good for 2. Tie ball game here as Yone Mera finds space, can't get that one to roll. Rebound into the hands of Ratzo. She's coming down quickly, has a chance to give the Warriors the lead back. Bajer thought about a 3, instead pulls back, feeds it up top, and the 3 is good for Lauren Resop, and the Warriors steal the lead. For the first time since the beginning of the game, the Warriors have the lead, but Yone Mera driving that one in, able to bring this back within 1 point. Resop here up to Ratzo. Ignatowski now back to Ratzo. Skips it over to Resop. And she's going to be fouled by Lopez. A very physical matchup here inside Geisman. As some subs checking in for the Cougars. Pedraza and Southern both checking back in. Ignatowski here. Feeds it low. The wide open look for Bajer. She's going to drive in, but she's going to take a little hop before she does. Bajer had a lot of space on that wing, and sometimes it is hard to wait for that ball to get into your hands before getting in motion, and sometimes just going a little bit too quick when you've got that much space and you're eager to get to the basket. But another turnover for the Warriors sends Yone Mera with the ball now. Pedraza up top to King. King kicks it back over to Yone Mera, who takes the screen from King. Finding some space, feeds it back. High post look for King is good for two. Grace King from the mid-range, fairly unstoppable as the Cougars steal the lead back once again. A deep three there from Stevens, no good. Rebound into the hands of Southern. King slows things down a little bit. Jackson now with the ball. Jackson some space on the left side, goes all the way in, and she's going to get called for the offensive foul. Nevaeh Jackson picking up her third foul here early in the game. Not what you want to see. Great defense from the Warriors. Very predictable read that she's going to drive in and look to score and engage in that contact. So getting set early and drawing that is a great way to translate from defense into offense as they look to steal the lead back once again. Wide open look down low for Cole, and she's going to get fouled and count the baskets. Lindley Southern trying to stop Cole from scoring, instead gives her the bucket and the chance for the three-point play. Free throw is good. And the Warriors go up by 2. Yone Mera here. Cuts back to her left side, into some space. Tries to get a little Euro step through traffic, but called for the travel. Another turnover here for the Cougars. Their 6th turnover of the day. Full court pressure from the Cougars. Ignatowski here, feeds it over to Resop. Resop gets across, finds Stevens. Stevens takes the baseline drive, finds an open Cole, gets right through her hands, but she's able to recover. Ignatowski here. High post look for Ratzo, feeds it back out. Stevens, a deep two, it's good! Pedraza back over to Yone Mera. Up top to King. King hands it off to Pedraza. Corner look here for Yone Mera. She's going to take the baseline drive, kick it back up. A long two for Southern. It's good. A shootout here in Geisman, back and forth. The Cougars, 3 of their last 3 have been good, and the Warriors, 4 of their last 5 have been good. So we're seeing a lot of high-quality shots on top of high-quality defense here from Yone Mera. Pitches it ahead to Stevens. Ratzo with a little off-balance jumper, no good. Rebound stolen by Abby Cole. A strong rebound and draws the foul. Southern hits the deck, but Abby Cole heading to the free throw line for the three-point play once again. And that's going to send things to the media time out of the quarter. So while these two teams take a quick break, we're going to take one as well. Don't go anywhere here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, 4:39 to play in this first half of basketball, and it has been a back-and-forth battle as the Warriors go up 36-31, but the Cougars, they've been holding strong the majority of the game and look to bounce right back here, as that's going to be a kicked ball call. Keep things with the Cougars. 22 seconds on the shot clock. King inbounding the ball, feeds it up to Yone Mera. Yone Mera kicks it out. Dykstra has her chance at a deep three. Instead, she drives, hands it over to Pedraza. Looks for Dykstra once again. Kick back out, under 10 on the shot clock. Kulig has her chance at a three. She pulls, no good, front iron, rebound into the hands of Cole. Stevens coming down the floor now with the ball. She pitches it back up ahead to Resop, over to Ignatowski. A cross-court pass, back up top. Good ball movement from the Warriors, and the three does not pay off. Batted around a little bit, and a foul call as two Cougars and a Warrior hit the deck. I believe the call is on Lauren Resop. That's going to be Resop's third foul here, as Bajer checks back in for her. 3:54 to play in the half. Yone Mera bringing the ball down the floor. Half-court pressure from the Warriors. Yone Mera sees some space. A pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound into the hands of Yone Mera. Going out of bounds, she pitches it ahead. Stevens comes away with it. Ignatowski here finds an in-motion Ratso. And we're going to see a foul on the ground. Cole with a one dribble look to go up with it. That's going to put her at the line for two. Dykstra picks up her second foul of the day. Cole 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far today. As extends this lead out to 6. Yone Mera has that one picked away by Ignatowski. She's got a one-on-one. She throws that one up, and they're going to call the foul on Yone Mera. Yone Mera trying to draw the offensive foul, but just still moving a little bit, and that's going to send Taylor Ignatowski to the free throw line here. Good effort from the freshman for the Cougars. Just could not quite get there in time to get set. Ignatowski's first free throws of today. As first one off the backboard and in. Ignatowski's first free throws of the season. Going 2 for 2 makes her 100% on the season from the charity stripe. 39-31 the score here in favor of Wisconsin Lutheran. Yone Mera here looks to split some defenders, kicks it back out. Short corner look for Pedraza, no good. Kulig tries to bat it away, but she's going to get the foul. And that's going to put Maddie Ratso at the free throw line to shoot 2. Abby Kulig's third foul of today as well. Maddie Ratso 1 for 2 from the free throw line today. As her first free throw is good. Shooting just about 63% on the season. Second free throw is good as well. extends this out to a 10-point lead for the Warriors for the first time today. They've been on a 7-0 run in the last minute and a half and really taken over in the later half of this quarter. Cougars looking to bounce back here a little bit as the kick out. Southern finds Holiday on the opposite wing. Holiday thought to feed inside but didn't like the look that she was seeing. King calling for the ball, a nice battle in the paint. As a little step through, up and in is good for Yone Mera. Breaks things up for CUC and needed to get a basket there. Tight defense from King, and she's going to get called for the foul. Grace King trying to intercept that pass. Just got tied up a little bit with Jaden Hill. Coach Martin incredibly unhappy with that foul call. King's second foul of today, and that's going to put Hill at the free throw line. Hill shooting her first free throws of the day. First one is good. She's shooting just about 56% from the charity stripe this season. Second free throw up and good. Extends this back out to a 10-point lead for the Warriors. 2:25 to play in the half. Pedraza over to Holiday. Holiday kicks it up to King. She finds some space, takes a little floater. No good. Almost gets her own board and set into the hands of Stevens. Bajer coming on the floor quickly. She finds an open Hill in motion. The corner look is good. Taylor Ignatowski drains a corner three, and the Warriors are hot. Yone Mera kicks up to King. Thought about a three. Feeds it over to Pedraza. Looks to get it right back. Goes to work. High off the glass and in. Grace King. Showing some strength there. Full court pressure from the Cougars. Ignatowski looks to kick it over to Bajer. Instead, throws it away. And that's going to be another turnover for the Warriors. Their 11th turnover of the game so far. .130 to play now. Sideline inbound Holiday over to Yone Mera. She sees some space, looks to drive in. They're going to call the foul on the ground before the shot. So a fresh 20 on the clock for the Cougars. Ignatowski's first foul. Lopez feeds it up to Yone Mera. And there's going to be an offensive foul called on Sophia Pedraza. Full court pressure from the Cougars. Bajer bringing the ball down on the near side here. Cuts back towards the middle. Pitches it up ahead to Ignatowski. Looks for the high post look for Hill. She's got space up and in. A strong finish for Jaden Hill. Anna Lopez on the wing. Kicks it back up to Yone Mera. Pedraza looking for something in motion. Hands it back over to Yone Mera. She's got some space. Little hesitation. And a deep two for King. No good into the hands of Bajer. She pitches it up ahead to Stevens with some space. Back over to Bajer. High post look once again for Hill. She goes up and in for two. Little over 2 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. As there's going to be a foul call there on Ignatowski. Very physical matchup here inside a Geisman Gymnasium between these two teams. Cougars and the Warriors. A lot of history that has been in favor of the Warriors historically. King Looking for an option. She looks to feed it to Dykstra. Instead, Yone Mera able to get it. A little stutter hesitation. Gets the shot off. No good. Rebound into the hands of Ratso. 6 seconds on the clock. They have the chance as a three pulled for Stevens. No good. Rebound into the hands of Yone Mera. And the Cougars are going to pitch that one down the floor. No good. So that's going to end the first half. Wisconsin Lutheran coming back, taking the 50-35 lead as we head into halftime. But it has not been an easy game for either one of these teams. The Cougars jumping out to an early lead in the first quarter, leading by as much as 11 in that first quarter. Still in this game, the Cougars held the lead for the majority of possession. 11 minutes total that the Cougars have had the lead, but these two teams are very well balanced as we head into this final break. This halftime break, I should say. Both teams shooting fairly decent from the three-point line. The Warriors shooting just about 33%. They're 3 for 9. The Cougars 3 for 8 from deep. Both teams shooting fairly well from the free throw line. The Warriors 15 for 19 and the Cougars at 6 for 8. Statistically, those are right around the same percentage, but most notably, the Warriors getting themselves to the line a lot more frequently than the Cougars, and that's going to be a huge help down the stretch here as these two teams continue to battle. And I talked about it at the end of the first quarter that the Cougars, they forced a lot of turnovers from this Warriors squad, and they were able to convert on that. They were in that first quarter, they were able to force 9 turnovers and pick up 13 points from turnovers. Meanwhile, the Warriors, they were only able to force 4 turnovers and score 3 points off of that, and we've seen that completely change here in that second quarter. Warriors able to score 11 points off of turnovers, so they've done a nice job getting things going, but we've got about 14 minutes before this game continues. Cougars are looking to battle back here. Warriors looking to hold on to this lead. Don't go anywhere, right here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Concordia University Chicago is a Christ-centered Lutheran university where truth, freedom, and vocation form students for lives of influence and service for the common good. Our university offers a wide variety of undergraduate and graduate degree options that are available in person and online. That means we have a program designed for you. Whether you're a high school student, an adult returning to complete your degree, or someone looking to enhance your credentials and prepare for career growth. As a member of this university community, you'll also find support in your spiritual and personal life so you can grow in the faith and discover ways to serve others. To start your next journey with us, visit cuchicago.edu today.
I do have a regular tutor. I come to see him every Friday. This is something I actually started doing here at Concordia. I never really saw tutoring before.
As the Dean of Students, I work closely with our students here, all the way from orientation through to graduation in a variety of capacities. We have CU Learn up on the second floor of the Christopher Center, which is a great space with some fantastic resources for our students.
This is more of a workspace, a hands-on place. We have small cubicles you can work in that have video screens so you can work on a presentation. You can work with your tutors for content areas.
Here at CU Learn, I tutor the natural sciences. For anyone who wants to become a student tutor, it will definitely expand and cement your understanding of the information you already know.
We were friends first, and once she got a job as a tutor, I was like, perfect, I know a tutor. I can go to her for help whenever I need it. I've received help studying and help with writing.
Being a tutor has actually helped me. I think it's kind of shown me where my strengths and weaknesses lie. Kind of complement each other in that sense so we can help each other out.
We've got subject tutors for nearly every subject up there, as well as our writing center. Our writing center is a great resource.
When I assign papers to class, I encourage every student to make sure eyes other than theirs read through their paper. The writing center is the first option. I always encourage students to make use of those resources.
Students can actually email their papers to the writing center and get feedback. All of our services are both offered in person in the CU Learn space as well as virtual appointments. Students can access Navigate. Navigate allows students to access a large list of resources, kind of where to go for different needs that they might have on campus. The core values of Christian faith, the individual, excellence, integrity, and service. I see CU Learn living those out every day.
All of your academic supports are concentrated in one location. If you need it, we should be able to help you here.
Everyone's goal in college is to succeed, right? To learn. CU Learn's been great support to my students.
It's never a waste to better your education or to strengthen your skills or skills you may not have. It's always good to learn a bit more and never to just sit back and not do anything.
The space itself, it's a really nice study space, large windows, a lot of natural light, a good quiet environment to work.
It's actually helped me learn a lot. Like even these classes that I've taken before, it's definitely enhanced my learning. So it's fun, I keep learning.
Make sure you come in and try it. It'll feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. I felt more comfortable in my studies, completing anything necessary.
It's helped me become better, it's helped me hone those skills, and it's helped me make sure that my writing and my other academic areas are as strong as they can be.
Hi, I'm Monica here at Concordia University Chicago, and we're here outside of Concordia Hall.
Concordia Hall is the university's newest residence hall, right on the edge of campus, perfect for students who want to explore the nearby downtown of Oak Park and River Forest. The flexible suite-style living in fully furnished bedrooms lets students choose what works best for them. Every floor is complete with a community lounge and full common kitchen, with a kitchenette, microwave, sink, and refrigerator. The first floor offers the Victory Lounge, connecting to 2 additional residence halls, with no shortage of ways to relax. You're also right next to an open, outdoor plaza, better known as Victory Lane.
So now we're here in Concordia Hall's suite-style dorm room, and this is a really nice place to just hang out and chill. And since it's so big, there's plenty of room to spread out and do your homework and just relax. So now making our way into one of the bedrooms, there's plenty of space in this room for you and your roommate. A lot of times students will move the desks so that they've got their separate study space, but my roommate and I, we get along really well, so we can just work together here in the same space. Sometimes I like doing art as well, as you can see by the painting here. It's a 16 by 10 feet space, and most rooms on campus are 10 by 12 feet. So it's really nice to have a little extra space to work with here in Concordia Hall. So this hall is super close to the chapel and the Kennecke Community Center, which has the new Crossroads Dining Hall. So the location is super convenient. And I really love the city scene too. The location here is the closest on campus to the Oak Park River Forest downtown area, which has a ton of great stores and restaurants. Speaking of the city scene, I adore the view from this lounge because you can see the Chicago skyline right there.
Concordia Hall at Concordia University Chicago.
You can't sleep here, Charlie.
Become a CUC nursing student and choose to stand tall for healing at a university that places Christ at the center and embraces teaching students to live a life fulfilled by purpose and meaning. Concordia University Chicago's new Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree is an innovative and rigorous 4-year program that will prepare you to rise to the daily challenges of a rewarding nursing career and serve a greater cause. Our newly built modern simulation center features 4 distinct spaces: a skills attainment lab, multi-specialty intensive care spaces, a health assessment learning center, and a simulated home environment. Due to our close proximity to many world-class teaching hospitals, CUC's clinical rotations offer an abundance of diverse and real-world experiences. Learn more about earning your BSN at a Christ-centered university today.
Down through the ages, God has called and equipped people to make a real difference in the lives of others. To lead, to heal, to stand tall. For 160 years, Concordia University Chicago has been preparing the next generation of leaders with the wisdom, faith, and values to make an impact in the world, to share the gifts God gave them and answer the call to a life fulfilled by purpose and truth, to be living examples of what it means to live with Christ at the center as we serve others. Because at CUC, we don't run away from adversity, we go towards it. We don't shrink from our faith, we lead with it. We are teachers, caregivers, and musicians, scientists, pastors, and business leaders, unshakable pillars of strength and integrity who serve a cause greater than ourselves. And the world needs us now more than ever. Learn how a degree from Concordia University Chicago can help you be the pillar the world needs to stand for something greater. The only question is, are you ready to stand tall?
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for some second half action. It's a NAC battle here inside Geisman Gymnasium between the visiting Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors and your Concordia Chicago Cougars. I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you are just now joining us, you have missed a very, very exciting first half. The Cougars stealing the lead the majority of this game so far. The Warriors just kind of coming away late in the second quarter, but the Cougars, I want to talk about them a little bit because they came out of the gates hot and aggressive on the defensive end, and they were able to pick up a handful of steals, force a lot of turnovers, and play strong, fast-paced defense that has been extremely disruptive to Wisconsin Lutheran, poking the ball away, forcing it out of bounds, picking up steals, fast break layups in return from it, and it has been a fantastic way to transition themselves into offense, and that offense has been finding a spark from that defensive spark as well. They haven't been shooting the ball from the three very often, only 3 for 8 from deep, but they've been seeing those points come from inside the paint, finding some good drives, and it's been starting with that disruptive defense on the opposite end of the floor. And it's really been fantastic for them. And on the flip side, the Warriors, they struggled for a little bit to get going early on and find a way to adjust to that fast-paced, disruptive defense that the Cougars were playing, but they found a way to do it. They were moving the ball better in the second quarter, a lot of ball movement. When you're going up against a fast-paced defense, you have to find a way to move your offense even faster, and that's what they did, moving the ball around. Many possessions where every single person on the floor was touching that ball, and the Cougars just couldn't get there in time. And finding that sweet spot, again, not shooting the ball very well from deep. Wisconsin Lutheran 3 for 9 from the three-point line, but they're finding a lot of that money inside the arc, those short corner looks, those mid-range jumpers, and it has been really working for them. After only putting up 19 points in the first quarter, they were able to throw up 31 points in the second quarter and take the 50-35 lead. And that's where we are at right now as these two teams take the floor. And it is a fantastic battle. This is something that the Cougars have been needing. They came off of a loss against Anderson on New Year's Eve. So looking to bounce back here, and they started off very high in intensity and really putting the Warriors to work. The Warriors, they're coming off of a win over a nationally ranked team in Illinois Wesleyan on Monday, as they're able to sink the first points of the half. But this Wisconsin Lutheran team, a very talented team, they're currently receiving votes nationally. As that one drains. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Sorry about that, Cougar fans. A little bit of a technical difficulty, but managed in that time frame. A big-time block from the Warriors, and the Cougars looking to recover off of it, but can't get that shot to fall. 52-38 in favor of the Warriors. Moving down the floor quickly, here's Bajer. She feeds it down low to Hill. Hill, little short mid-range jumper, no good for Cole, but she gets her own rebound and is fouled into the process. Staying with your shot is important, and she's going to find her way to the free throw line for 2. Cole's first free throw is good, 3 for 4 from the free throw line before that shot, looking to extend this lead out even further for the Warriors. Second free throw is good as well. 54-38, 8:30 to play in the quarter. Yona Mara bringing the ball down the floor for the Cougars. Pedraza up top, guarded tightly by Hill. Dykstra with some space, takes it to her left side, stops in a little bit of trouble. She's able to pitch it out to Pedraza, who's able to recover it, but 10 on the shot clock. Here's Yona Mara. Dancing around, she's double teamed. Kulig has an open look. She's gonna drive it all the way in, up and in for 2. Abby Kulig with the shot clock expiring. Cougars trail by 14. Euler over, back it up top for Euler. Kicks it back over. Stevens has her hand at a 3. You bet! Margie Stevens drains a 3 and extends this lead for the Warriors. Yona Mara up top. Takes the screen from Kulig. Gets caught up a little bit. Gets caught up once again. But Dykstra able to get the ball. Yonemera a little slow to get up. She's finding her way, has that one blocked, but the foul called on Bajer. That's going to send Abby Dykstra to the free throw line for the Cougars. Shooting 2. Dykstra's first free throws of today. Drains the first one. She's shooting about 75% from the charity stripe this season. Second free throw is good as well. Full court pressure from the Cougars now. Cole skips it over to Stevens. She has her hand at another three. You bet! Margie Stevens back-to-back threes extends this lead exponentially for the Warriors. Yonemera bringing the ball down the floor. She finds Holiday. Holiday up top, back to Yonemera. Cougars in motion. She's going to take some space, kicks it back up top to Kulig. Kulig's going to drive in, but she's going to get bumped by Cole. Kulig goes down. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Cougars as Lauren Resop checks back in for WLC. The feed in is going to be rejected by Stevens, but no Warriors paying enough attention. All eyes on their defenders, and the Cougars able to come away with it. But with 10 on the shot clock, here's Kulig once again. Little bump as King tries to take the baseline drive, and she's going to get fouled. She goes down hard, but pops right back up as Stevens is called for the foul. That gives the Cougars yet another fresh 20 on the shot clock. Stevens' first foul of today. Kulig gets the inbound, hands it off to Yonemera. Takes the screen with some space. She pulls for three, a little bit off the mark. And that's going to send things down the other direction for WLC. Resop coming down the floor, guarded tightly by Yonemera. The kick over to Stevens. Back to Euler. Euler over to Stevens. Stevens to Euler. Euler over to Resop. Resop pulls for three. You bet. The Warriors are heating up from deep, and Coach Martin does not like it. She calls a timeout and tries to get things back in order for the Cougars after the Warriors just lighting up the floor from behind the three-point line. A 6-0 run in the last minute. They're for three from the field and really just extending this out. I talked about it a little bit coming into the second half. They were not shooting the ball very often from deep. 3 for 9 at halftime from the three-point line, and they've already doubled that. 6 for 12 from the three-point line now. Resop, 3 of those three-pointers are from her. Stevens has 2 herself, and they're just really finding their groove once again. The Cougar defense having a hard time adjusting to that three-point game. They were learning how to navigate the battles inside the paint in the first half and didn't have to worry too much about them shooting the three ball, but the Warriors changing game plans here. They're finding their groove, and they're really putting the Cougars to the test here. CUC also looking to score from deep, but just finding a little bit more luck from the field. CUC now 4 for 10 from deep. (63-42) your score in favor of Wisconsin Lutheran. Kira Holiday inbounding the ball. Half-court pressure from the Warriors. King over to Kulig. Kulig to Dykstra. Dykstra pulls for three. No good. Rebound into the hands of Cole. Full court pressure from CUC. Euler over to Resop. Back to Euler. Up top, she swings it over to Stevens. Short corner look for Ratzo, and she's got it. Good ball movement from the Warriors. Finds an open look for Maddie Ratzo. And the Cougars have to answer here. A tight battle in the paint. Kira Holiday kicks it out to Abby Dykstra. Dykstra bobbles it a little bit. King well away, redirecting traffic here. 10 on the shot clock. King has her hand at a three. She pulls, no good. Rebound into the hands of Cole. Warriors now on an 8-0 run. The kick out, Resop, no good. Dykstra with the rebound. Cougars haven't scored in over 2 minutes now. Dykstra up top directing traffic. She finds Holiday. Short corner look for Kulig. High shot, and it's good. A much needed bucket for the Cougars. Breaks that 2.5 minute scoring drought. Good ball movement from CUC. Full court pressure now. Tight defense, Yone Mera. Here's Euler. Stevens now, back up to Euler. Cole at the free throw line. Good ball movement once again. Resop has her hand at another three. No good off the shot clock. Gives possession back to the Cougars. And we're going to see some substitutions and a media timeout. While these two teams take a quick break, we're going to take one as well. Don't go anywhere. 65-44 in favor of WLC right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, 4:12 to play in the third quarter. Checking in for the Cougars is Nevaeh Jackson and Lindley Southern. Jackson exiting early in the second quarter after picking up her third foul early on. Needing some offensive movement. Here's Jackson. She kicks it up top to Pedraza. Over to Yone Mera. Yone Mera finds some space. Through contact, and they're going to get Yone Mera with the offensive foul. A little bit too much on the shoulder bump. So the basket is no good. Another turnover here for the Cougars. Full court pressure. Euler with the ball. Up to Bajer. Bajer finds Resop. Over to Stevens. Short corner look for Hill. Up and in. Jaden Hill, we've seen that exact move from her multiple times tonight, just running that baseline, finding a nice little short corner look. And a one to two dribbles to the basket, up and in for two. Cougars that needing to answer here. Yone Mera with 15 on the shot clock. Pedraza looks to take a screen, instead loses the handles. Yone Mera, a little hook shot off balance, no good. Rebound into the hands of Resop. And she's going to be fouled now. Yone Mera picking up her third foul here. Kulig and Lopez checking in for the Cougars. Euler with the ball, guarded by Yone Mera. Cuts back to her right. Finds a wide open lane, but Yoni Mera finally able to turn the corner here. Stevens has her hand at another three. No good, back iron. Batted around Yoni Mera, almost with it, but an in-motion Jackson. Now she's got a one-on-one over to Kulig. A good finish. And Jackson hits the floor hard. Just some inadvertent contact from Bajer. But the play keeps going on as Hill looks to feed Stevens in motion. Kulig looked to draw the offensive foul, and a lot of chaos happening in a short amount of time. (67-46), 2:35 to play in the third quarter. Lopez bringing the ball down the floor now. Pedraza feeds it over to Kulig. Kulig looks for the backdoor cut, but heavily guarded by Resop. Kulig up top now over to Jackson. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson trying to find her way into the paint. She's able to turn the corner a little bit, but an off-balance shot no good into the hands of Hill. Hill bringing the ball down the floor now. A wide open look for Bajer. She takes a dribble and then stops, waits for a defender, hands it over to Euler. Euler's three, front iron, no good. Tipped around by Resop. She gets the rebound. Bajer thought about a three. Instead, she's going to take it in. A little pearl hop into the lane, and she's going to get that one to fall. Jackson on the far side. Cuts back to her left. Gets the shot up and rolls in. Warriors aware of Jackson's tendencies. They're looking to draw that foul. You could see two defenders sinking in, trying to engage in contact while she's going up. That baseline cut for Hill. She's looking to go up. Has that one rejected by Kulig. Kulig pitches it up ahead to Jackson. Jackson almost has that one swiped away by Resop. Kulig up top now. Looking for someone in motion. Feeds it over to Jackson. Jackson cuts back in. Almost gets that shot off instead. Holds. Pitches it back out to Kulig. Kulig has that one disrupted. 4 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Lopez has to huck one up, and that's no good. So a shot clock violation for the Cougars. And that's going to bring some substitutions in with 46.4 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ratzo checking back in for the Warriors. Euler getting past Lopez. Bajer up top, over to Ratzo. The kick over, and the baseline drive, no good for Resop. Cougars have the chance to take the last shot of the quarter. Coach Lauren Martin calls for one shot. Jackson up top. She's guarded by Bajer. 10 on the clock now. Here comes the screen from Kulig. Jackson rejects it. She's just going to take it all the way. Tries to turn a corner, off balance, throws it up, no good. Rebound into the hands of Ratzo. She's going to pitch it at the opposite end, no good, and that's going to do it for quarter number 3. The Warriors extending their lead at 69-48 as we head into the final 10 minutes. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, final 10 minutes of today's contest. Cougars needing to get that offensive momentum flowing once again. They were able to hold the WLC to 19 points in the third quarter, which is what they held them to in the first quarter. But the comparison there, the Cougars not able to score as much, only 13 points from CUC in the third quarter. So defense putting in some work, but it needs to translate into offense in this final 10 minutes if the Cougars want to find their way back into this game. On the other hand, the Warriors really just lighting up the floor. Tight defense there. Double team against Jackson leaves a wide open Kulik, who's off balance shot up and no good. Euler with the rebound here. She's looking to pitch it down the floor quickly. She finds Ignatowski, looks to feed it inside, has it batted around. Southern able to get her hands on it, and Holiday able to tie that ball up. That's going to be a jump ball, but staying with the Warriors. So 21 on the shot clock for WLC. The Warriors doubling their three-pointers in the third quarter from what they had in the entire first half. Euler looks down low, trying to turn the corner, up and good for Bajer. Jackson coming on the floor. Up top to Kulig, over to Southern, back over to Holiday. Holiday dribbling right off of, I believe herself is what the call is going to be. Dribbling into some tight space and just losing the handles on that, but it's going to bring some subs in for CUC. Checking in for the first time today, number 3, Emma Nickerson, junior from Lake City, Michigan. Euler bringing the ball down the floor. Over to Cole. Backdoor cut here for Ignatowski, rejected. Euler from 3, she's got her hand at one, and she's going to drain that one. Nickerson out there in time, hands up, but Euler just absolute confidence to sink that one down. As that foul call is going to be on Ratzo. As the Cougars taking a 30-second time out there. So the Warriors, again, finding their groove from deep. Euler sinking her first three-pointer of today. She's 1 for 2 from deep. As the Cougars struggling to get things going, having not scored yet in this quarter. Warriors already 5 points up in a minute and a half or so, shaved off the clock, just needing to get some offensive rhythm moving. A noticeable difference here in the stats sheet. The Warriors 12 second chance points and the Cougars 0. Not getting on the offensive board at all today is going to be a problem. CUC has no offensive rebounds, and the Warriors 8 offensive rebounds, and that's translated into those points. Warriors also have 28 points in the paint compared to CUC's 14. So just seeing that difference when you're getting on the offensive glass and you're able to produce from there, it's really become a difference maker. As the Cougars still looking to score their first bucket of the quarter. Holiday with the ball. Over to Lopez. Up top for Nickerson. Handoff to Jackson. Trying to split traffic. And she's going to get tied up. But they're going to call a foul first. The baseline ref called a jump ball, but before the jump ball was called, a foul was called. So they're going to get Euler on the foul. Gives a fresh 20. Jackson cutting to her right side. Gets that one up and no good. Rebound into the hands of Ratzo. Coming on the floor. Almost has that one picked away by Jackson. Here's Euler. Over to Ignatowski. Back over to Euler. Cole looks to feed it inside. Lily Euler up and in for 2. Strong finish from the sophomore. Holiday takes the screen and the slip from Nickerson up and good for Emma Nickerson. Breaks the 7-0 run for the Warriors. Ratzo up top. Over to Cole. She's going to have her hand at a 3. You got it. Abby Cole joining this three-point party here. Her first 3 of the day. Grace King going to work now. She's going to pick up the foul. Bucket no good. But they're going to get Euler on the foul. Checking in now for the Warriors. Wendorf and Resop. While Yonemera and Dykstra check back in for CUC. Grace King now at the free throw line. Shooting her first free throws of the day. First free throw is good. King shooting just about 67% from the charity stripe this season. Second free throw is good as well. 79-52 in favor of WLC. That pass almost broken up by Grace King, sends it into the stands. King checking on the fans, making sure they're okay after that ball came up flying in their direction. Resop. High post look to Ratzo. Kicks it over Wendorf. Over to Cole. Cole driving in. Double teamed. Has that one almost stripped away by Nickerson. But Nickerson getting her on the arm for the foul. Her first foul of the day. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Warriors. They looked a high IQ play for Cole. She bounces it off of King. The 3 there from Wendorf, no good, into the hands of Lopez. Dykstra thought about the 3 instead. Looks to drive it in. She feeds King. King through traffic and a lot of contact. She gets that one up and gets the roll. Six minutes to play here in this contest. Some contact in the paint as that ball stripped away by Grace King. The pitch ahead, Yonemera slows things down. Cross court over to King. King directing traffic, slowing things down once again. Lopez has her hand at a 3. In and out, but she got it to go. Hannah Lopez getting some things rolling here. The Cougars on a 7-0 run in the last minute. Highlighted by some strong defense as Wendorf drives in, met by King, who left Cole wide open, and that one's going to be almost blocked but fouled by Grace King. King's 4th foul here, and that's going to send Abby Cole to the free throw line. Cole 5 for 6 from the charity stripe today. Shooting about 65% from the free throw line. First free throw is good and breaks up that 7-0 run for the Cougars. Second free throw also good, and that's going to bring Jaden Hill back in for the Warriors. 5:17 to play, 81-57. Wisconsin Lutheran starting to run away here after a high-scoring second quarter. Put them ahead of CUC, and they have not looked back since. King able to recover that pass. Dykstra now. King tightly guarded. The feed to Nickerson. She looks to turn a corner, goes back, cuts back to her left side, up and high off the glass, and no good on the finish. Rebound into the hands of Resop. Resop coming all the way down, looks to feed Hill, has it broken up a little bit, but able to recover. Wendorf thought about the three, instead drives, kicks it back out, and the travel call against Resop. Turnover. Number 15 for the Warriors. Yonimera calling for a screen. Loosely takes it, kicks it back out to Nickerson. Nickerson cutting back, spins into the paint. Can't get that one to go. King in there, trying to get the rebound. Hits the floor. Ball heading in the opposite direction. CUC still no offensive rebounds in this game. Wide open, a look for Hill. Camped on the block. Able to get that one to go. Hill up to 10 points on the night. Nickerson looks to feed it inside to King. Has that one stripped away by Hill. King looking for a foul call, doesn't get it. Hill has that one up and in. Count the basket and the foul. Subs coming in on both sides. Checking in for the first time today for the Warriors. Gianna Garaccio. But Coach Martin taking a timeout. Also checking in for the Cougars for the first time today, number 21, Jocelyn Chamas. As we are under 4 minutes to play here, 85-57 in favor of WLC. Let's take a look ahead for the Cougars. As I mentioned, this is their first game of 2026. Resuming a conference play after they had a non-conference matchup on New Year's Eve, but they're going to continue with some NAC play. This Wednesday, they're going to head to Rockford to take on Rockford University before they hit the road up north and head to Milwaukee School of Engineering next Saturday for a road conference matchup as well. So staying on the road for their next 3 games after today, as they look to improve their NAC record, currently sitting 2-1 conference record after they were able to pull some wins over Rockford and Dominican already this season. Free throw from Hill is good, as that one is poked away. Taking a look at Wisconsin Lutheran after their game today. They will not play a game this Wednesday. Supposed to initially play Alverno, another conference opponent who will not play this season. So it goes down as an administrative forfeit for all teams that were supposed to play Alverno. So they pick up that win in the conference record for their Wednesday game, and then they're home on Saturday, January 10th. They're hosting Concordia, Wisconsin for their Alumni Day. 3:25 to play here in River Forest, though, as Hill picks up the foul drawn by Lopez. Seeing a lot of substitutions coming in. Checking in for the Warriors, Abby Cropsey, we saw her earlier in the day. And checking in for the first time today is Courtney Park, junior out of Rockford, Illinois. Holiday on the wing, high post look for Southern, a little short corner look for Nickerson, no good. A rebound goes to Garaccio. Wendorf coming down the floor quickly, has that one poked away, but she's able to recover. Up top for Ignatowski, over to Garaccio. She's going to cut back to her left side. Wendorf had the three. Instead, she's going to drive in, find some space, met by Lindley Southern. The kick out. Taylor Ignatowski has her hand at a three. Back iron, no good, into the hands of Holiday. Chalmers has her hand at a three. No good, but rebound for Nickerson. Can't get that one to go, but the Cougars able to pick up their first offensive board of the game in the final 2.5 minutes here. The Warriors on a 7-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes. Looking to extend that. Garaccio pitches it up top to Park. Southern tried to intercept that pass or at least get a hand on it. Instead, fouls Courtney Park. So a fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Warriors. Cougars on a scoring drought of almost 3.5 minutes now. Ignatowski. Park inside the paint. Looks to hit a cutting Cropsey, but instead right into the hands of the Cougars. CUC coming on the floor quick. Chalmers cuts in a little mid-range off-balance jumper. No good. Cropsey with the rebound. Wendorf guarded heavily by Holiday. Cropsey in the paint and called for the offensive foul. Emma Nickerson coming in and being an impact player late in this game. She draws that offensive foul, hits the ground hard, and sends possession back the other direction for the Cougars. 1:42 to play here inside Geisman. Holiday with the ball. Chalmers has her hand at another three. No good, back iron. Rebound into the hands of Cropsey. Warriors on a scoring drought of nearly 2 minutes now. The kick out to Garaccio. She has her hand at a three. She gets it to fall. 3-point party for the Warriors, and Garaccio just joined in as Chalmers trying once again, can't get her third attempt to fall. Garaccio with the rebound. A 10-0 run in the last 4 minutes for the Warriors. Wendorf here takes the baseline drive. Finds Cropsey left open. Cropsey can't get her left-handed layup to fall. Under a minute to play now. The Cougars trying to move quick. Lopez up top to Holiday. Holiday. Cross court to Southern. Southern back up top to Holiday. Finds Nickerson in motion up top. Lopez for a step back three. No good. Rebound into the hands of Cropsey. About a second between the game clock and the shot clock. Ignatowski over to Wendorf. Warriors looking to run this down. Ignatowski dribbling the ball out, still loosely guarded by Holiday. Shot clock violation, 1.5 seconds remaining in this game. It was a back and forth battle the entirety of the first half. The Cougars really coming out of the gates hot and electric, but the Warriors able to overcome that and find their groove late on and secure this 89-57 win over the Cougars. CUC has not been able to beat the Warriors since 2017, and the glimmer of hope was there today, but the Warriors stayed aggressive, and they were able to come away with the win. As I said earlier today, this is a very talented Wisconsin Lutheran team. Taking down nationally ranked team earlier in the week, have a 4-0, now 5-0 start to conference for the first time since the 21-22 season, and that's where they went on to win 15 consecutive conference matchups. So this team, they were the number 2 seed in the NAC tournament last year, lost in overtime in the NCAA tournament, and they're looking to keep that going this season. And we saw that here today. The Cougars, they battled the entirety of today. Nothing to hang their heads about. As I said, they came out hot and early, outscoring the Warriors in the first quarter, 21-19, and really forcing the Warriors to play a different style of basketball today. The Cougars forced 19 turnovers against Wisconsin Lutheran, a very, very fast and aggressive Concordia defense, and that's what we saw today. But that is going to do it for today's broadcast. But don't go anywhere, because we will have game number 2 of today's doubleheader coming up in just about a half hour. Concordia men's basketball taking on Wisconsin Lutheran men's basketball. But before I sign off, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that made today's production possible. Operating our shot clock today, Stephen Burke. Operating our game clock today, Elliot Higgins. Scorebook today, Terry McLeod. And in Stadium PA is the Concordia Hall of Famer, Jim Egan. Doing stats for us was the Assistant Director of Athletic Communications, Corey Welch. Spotting for her was Dave Dimling. Jack Linko operating camera for us today. And the sole provider of today's production for this live stream, the graduate assistant for Athletic Communications, Sydney Lloyd. I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you back on the Cougar Sports Network in 30 minutes for game number 2.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.